Mostly, these communities have a very narrow range of livelihood activities or income-generating activities. Therefore, that project provides these alternative livelihoods and the diversification on the economy. So it gives them more opportunities to increase or reduce their poverty rates, increase their nutritional levels, and also enhance and uplift their livelihoods and well-being. We believe that right now it is the time, especially after this climate emergency that it has been declared, that it is time that with a non-high demand of electricity, these activities, instead of being powered by fossil fuels, we can power them by solar energy. So that is the intervention that we are doing on that communities. We are providing them what we call a solar multifunctional platform, which is a hub with access to renewable energy, to solar energy, so that it could be used for different income-generating activities. The project seeks to increase the resilience of the smallholders farmers communities in the Gambia by one side building their capacity, secondly by providing them with energy so that all the value chain of their products, it could be increased and reduce also the wastage of their crops, livestock or fisheries. The communities identified had fulfilled several criteria. One of them is that they are off-grid communities in the rural Gambia. Basically, we are focusing on working in the region of CRR South, due to that CRR South is the region that has the poverty rate higher, and then it is where a lot of rural urban migration also happens.
What we first did was we will go to all these sites to do what we call baseline survey, to assess them based on the reality we found on the ground. After that, what we do is like we go to the communities and tell them to give us students who are grade 9 or grade 12 from each site. So those were the people we brought in Fandema and we trained them. We trained them on different skills. We trained them on painting, we trained them on welding, we trained them on solar installation, we trained them on basic electricity, we trained them on cookery and pastry. When we do that, the program was 2 years, and after this are the very people who were taken back to their own community for sustainability reasons.
And we do this in 3 cornerstones. One, it is on skill base, so we train them on solar installation, but also some other activities. It is like painting and it's welding that they will need that kind of technical skills for the operation and maintenance of the solar systems. Because the women that we train is that afterwards they come to their communities providing access to energy and access to solution for their income generating activities. So that the women, when they go to their communities, they are confident on how to operate. And the self-esteem, it is there. It was wonderful when the communities, they can be receiving their own trained young women, and the first step going there is by installing the solar system at the solar multifunctional platform.
But the first day I went in Fandema, I was very happy because I was seeing my fellow students, like the girls, they are doing painting, welding, and solar installation. I was very doubt and saying that, wow, how can girls also do this welding and painting? Look at these girls are climbing at top, but this one is a main wall. Me, I don't see ladies are doing this.
First of all, when I go there, I say, wow, before I think that only men can do this work. But when we go there, they train us the time they train us, we know that, hey, girls also can do it. And we have the aim that to do it.
And this comes into the phase that the project itself, when they are training, they are trained also on designing and developing that solutions. And that means on how to install from 3 to 5 kilowatt solar standalone systems, also on building the solar dryers and the solar ovens. On that note, also, in Fandema, we have designed another prototype that we call the electrical tricycles. One of the main challenges that also these communities face is that when they are producing, it is the communication or the transport from the rural community to the market, there is a big gap.
projet bi depuis mu commencé ak léegi man gis naa wecceeku ci suma bopp gis naa wecceeku ci jigéen yi nga xam ne ñoom laa bokkat ci garin bi ndax projet bi bu mu dooree dafa fekk ñu ngi am ganaar yu ndaw di ko yar dañoo yar ba màgg ganaar yëpp dee waaye depuis projet bi start wax dëgg yàlla suñ ganaar yi deewuñ zéro ndax fu mu nekk nii ganaar yuñ jeexal ni last time leneen li dañ ko jaay fii leneen li dañ ko rendi def ko ci tricycle bi yóbbu ko Brikamba am na ñu fa am ay frisa ñu dénkaane ko foofu ñoom tam ñu jaayal ñu ko ñu jël seen bonus lu des ñu delloo ñu ko fu mu nekk nii xaalis bi ñu ngi ko yóbbaat Kombo pour jëndaat yeneen ganaar loolu beneen wecceeku la boo xam ne wax dëgg yàlla am na ñaari yoon yoo xam ne ñu ngi yar ganaar daal mun nañoo xam ne sànneewuñ dara yëpp jaay nañ ko nu mu waree lu si waral jël ñu jël ko te loolu nekk na loo xam ne weccu yar ganaar bi dafa wecc suñ koom-koom ndax buñ jëlee xaalis dugal ko si ganaar yi
ha nun to bar sa be gadino to samati kan dire ka doku hani san kata kun ko to bar katan ke malama ko bar non to ka mano dam man doku man gadina ku kalallo dire ni projet ro man na jam foto wor mon to batatal katun na fi feŋol ni nge doku faydo ro buka sandiru la sotel be kala nyam buka lo ni bira lu moto ni tata ni man san ke natile yeti nyambudo bar birim projet to na min keta fande mata bira nata en tol da handla en sutura kadu ni baka sole firijol ni feŋol be natini ni na baka sol mamba si ke firijol ko ngi sumi andiji
gila projet go ari mine famille am to bange liddi min so mi awi kam min ko debbam na wata kono waktu nde projet go ala ɗon nde ene wayno min coodi anno glace ko kudan min jaha ha sooma sodede kono o waktu joni ene waɗa saaha minen ko ɗo tan min coodata min jahata e nokku eyyi minen kam bangue famille amen minen min jiihen jariñ no fewi surtout to bangue comcito to bangue comcito kamɓene soɓe keeɓino ɓe jahata ɓe guppi ha maayo maalo ɓe nawa e robiŋ aji he joni alhamdulillah ɓe soɓe keeɓi rek ɓe gaddat usine ɗo ɓe guppa ɓe gartira ɗon kadi ko foftira men minen fof.
So the concept of the solar multifunctional platform, it is then that provides energy, electricity to power your income generating activities. It is also a hub that we build on the soft skills, this business and entrepreneurship, these skills also themselves, But then also the third and important component is that also it gives the enable environment that women can be part of it, because we break the main problem that is the time crisis for women.
So SMFP is a hub or a house sort of that offer different services. Services like washing machine, it has milling machine, it has freezers that give people ice block, it charge phones. I mean, currently we are working with Kumbanya and Sunjinugari to help them also to have a video club.
Yeah, it's always good news. Always good news.
Before I was not doing nothing, except I was assisting my mother at the garden. But after the time they explained me about the training, I decided to go so that I will sensitize my girls in the Kumbani village. Because so many women and girls, if you tell them to install solar, they'll tell you that no, me, I'm a woman, I cannot do that.
However, we have an important part here is that it basically we are addressing that multifunctional platforms to women. And we know that rural women, one of the most challenging issues for them is time. Time is what it hampers them to be more into the different formal or into the market itself. Therefore, the project at the Solar Multifunctional Platform, it provides with different services and facilities that it will reduce the household workload.
Like if you look at the reality of one Gambian woman, you see the workload of that woman is too much. So the idea of this project is that if you incorporated all these services into these platforms, it will reduce the workload of the woman. Instead of the woman do the pounding, instead of the woman do the washing, instead of the woman going to the garden to do her horticultural production, all those time will be reduced. So you can see now all this work will be done by the SMFP. So that woman would have time for herself, and all of this will help that woman to become independent and a responsible woman for that matter.
They were, most of the communities or the members of that communities, they were shocked to see women just climbing up on top of the roof and then installing. We believe that advocating, we advocate by doing. So we believe that coming into the communities and showcasing really what the girls they have learned during all this period of months at Fandema is the best way to explain them on what the communities have invested and the importance of going into education. And then afterwards, going back on a learning service approach to their communities.
Lorgo, siwel mama lotata, siya bitu mada way do addu lorgo mango una. Ha joni he min degno machine uno gori, mon machine ne si arma. Ta hande foftare amen arma, te mon machine be kollu min ma machine mo arma. Mon ko gori o unata. Ha hande ballal maɓe ngale amen, mboɗon ɓe jetta, mboɗon ɓe jarna, mboɗon ɓe teddi min teddinno bete no wona seeɗa.
And this project also addresses quite a lot of things because energy is development. Without energy, your development is being reduced. And with this energy, they can have access to a lot of things. They can turn their products and make added value on their products using the cold storage system, so that the value of their products, the prices will rise to earn them more income and they get involved in more productive activities.
We were actually trying to identify the most strategic out of the ones that were proposed. And the Mbolo project stood out precisely because it aligned several strategic topics or several strategic line of actions of the EU, which includes, on one hand, the access to renewable energies, on the other one, the gender inclusion, and the combined with the local development at the local level. So everything related to encouraging social and local entrepreneurships and access to the market, local market, and hopefully one day also international one.
And in doing so, there is a standard model that Mbolo is using and is recommended throughout West Africa. That is to go to the communities, take their own people, train them, and take them back to their own community. So they are the very people who should develop their own places.
So I think that's something that is really making an impact in that community. Little solutions that can make bigger impact in the life of the people, especially our women. This is what the project is achieving.